Well, welcome back to another segment of Arizona Mortgage News Insider Update. We're here with our local expert, Mike Goblet of United Mortgage and Financial Group. And today, Mike, you have a pretty interesting topic on how to shop for a mortgage. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And good to see you again.
Thanks, Matt. And yeah, I thought it'd be a good topic because of the housing market and the refinance market being hot. And unfortunately, too many people go in with preconceived ideas about mortgages. And as a result, don't always end up with the best loan for them. So how should you shop for a mortgage? And I'd like to actually start with, I think there are three common assumptions or questions that people have.
Very good. And this is going to be more fun than shopping for a car, correct?
Yes, it certainly should be, although both can seem very tiring at the time. But because both are very important decisions that people are making, so that actually makes it more important to shop.
Absolutely.
So I think the common questions or assumptions are banks better than non-banking lenders to get for a mortgage? Non-banking members, meaning they don't have retail outlets, but they're simply wholesale lenders that only do mortgages. Second question is, are credit unions better than either banks or non-banking lenders? And the third is that I think it is a very common assumption. If I have money in a bank, even a lot of it, I'm going to get a better deal or better treatment. I think a lot of people make those assumptions.
Sounds good.
So before you make any of those assumptions, the first thing you should always do when you get going for a mortgage is to shop for it. Check out other lenders and see what the programs are. Don't ever assume the first offer you're getting is likely to be your best offer. That being said, second, in my opinion, wholesale lenders have a great advantage over retail banks because doing mortgage lending is their entire focus. They're not distracted by commercial lending or by savings account, checking accounts, and other situations. So all their energies are going towards doing the best mortgage loan they can.
Interesting.
And the third thing is having money in a bank actually gives you no advantage whatsoever. Because literally the entities that do wholesale lending versus retail banking are completely different in the bank. And bottom line, all the mortgages end up getting sold in the same secondary market or Fannie or Freddie or wholesale investors that do the buying. So all the mortgages have to meet the same guidelines. A bank can't give you different breaks simply because you have money there, even a lot of it.
So that would seem to make sense that banks would most likely be a higher cost because they're going to need to make something by being a broker in that transaction.
Well, it isn't so much of being a broker in that transaction that they're making the money, but they usually have significantly higher overhead of managing the retail branches, of greater staffing, of doing more than just mortgage loans. So their overhead inherently becomes higher.
Okay.
So how do you shop for a mortgage? Well, unfortunately, you really can't shop for it by line item, saying I'm going to this lender and these are the charges they're showing me. And that's because the banking laws set up today do not require banks or banking entities to provide full disclosure of what all the fees and costs are, not even what all of the rebate is. So you can't really just say, this lender is charging me this versus you're charging me this, because they won't match up in almost any of the cases unless you're doing two mortgage brokers against each other.
They're not going to like that.
No. So the other becomes really then, so how do you really shop? Go to the bottom line. And I mean the true bottom line. Number one, what is the rate you're getting and that they're quoting you? Number two, what are the closing costs? And by that, I don't mean including the escrow accounts, because those are not considered closing costs, although it's still money needed for closing. And the third thing is, what is the loan amount? Okay, because whether you're doing a purchase or a refinance, you need to make sure, particularly in a refinance, that you didn't get to zero closing costs simply because they raised the loan amount greater than the payoff amount. So those are the real keys. How much money am I bringing to the table, and how is it being used? Actually, as a broker, we often end up with closing costs being in a negative number, meaning that the lender's rebate not only covers all of the closing costs, but will even provide you additional money towards the escrow account. That's something you really kind of want to look for if you can, to at least see if it makes sense for you.
And are you seeing a lot of rebates still being offered these days?
Oh, there's a rebate offered on every loan, and I won't say at every rate, because sometimes it's not a rebate, but it is a charge, buying down to that rate. But for example, a $200,000 loan today, based upon today's pricing, assuming good credit that it's there, you could probably do a no closing cost loan at 3.75% or 3.875%, meaning the rebate will cover all the closing costs at that point.
Nice.
Your APR is going to be slightly higher, of course. I'm going to guess 3.75, might be 3.81, something along that line. So,
well, sounds like there's still great rates and great opportunities there to do some
there are,
shopping.
and I think one of them that we offer as a broker versus a bank or even what's called a correspondent lender is that we're not limited to one bank's guidelines or rates, because they really do vary. Some have greater overlays in addition to protect against foreclosure or people defaulting. So we're able to take a client's situation and match it to the lender that best fits their needs. So I think that really gives us a nice advantage.
Excellent. Well, as always, sound advice. What is the best way to get in touch with you, Mike, for those that need to learn more about getting the best rates and how to better shop around? Probably just calling you is the best way to shop around.
I think that's a good place to start. And I'm happy to provide the information, provide a fees worksheet. I traditionally even provide all the different pricing that goes out at the different rates that you can choose, because candidly, whatever rate you choose in rebate doesn't impact me directly affecting the fees or rates. So it's really up to you. But I can be reached. Our office number is 480-503-3533, or you can call me directly on my cell at 480-220-2329, or email me at mike.goblet at our company initials umfginc.com. Look forward to trying to help anybody and provide the information they're looking for.
Excellent. Well, thanks again for some enlightening tips on what to look for when shopping for a mortgage. We'll look forward to our next session, Mike.
I look forward to it too, Matt. You have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
Bye now.